Hi, ladies. Today we're going to talk about two things that you need in order to attract a healthy, committed, masculine man. And this is truly a woman's journey. We're going from a girl to a woman now, and you need two things because life and men and the experiences in your love life are just reflecting who you are. That is all it's doing. Life is your coach, and we're here for training because we want to up-level our life, because we want to show up for ourselves, because we're intentionally creating and manifesting the love life that we want. And the two things that you need when we graduate from being a girl to a woman is number one, your connection to yourself. And number two, returning back, rediscovering, reconnecting to your feminine energy. So today we're going to break it down what those two actually mean, because when we are whole, when we become women, and I'll talk about what I mean with that, you will start to attract your match, right? You will start to attract a whole, a healthy, a secure, a truly confident and open-minded, a committed, devoted, masculine man. Because life and men are just reflecting your connection, who you are every single time. Okay. Life is just showing you how you treat yourself, how you see yourself, who do you think you are, the beliefs that you carry about men, about yourself. That's really all life is doing. So if you believe men are all cheaters, that's all that you're going to experience. If you believe that there are no good men out there, that's all you're going to see. If you believe there are good men everywhere, that is what you will experience and see. Okay, because life is just reflecting your perception of yourself and men, and how you treat yourself and how you see is just a projection. So when we truly realize that, we know that the power is within us. Everything that you need to attract a great man is within you. It's nothing outside of you. It's not the city that you're in. It's not the work that you're in. It's how you continue to perceive every single situation and how you see yourself and men there. So let's break it down. We really want to come back to staying connected to yourself, to your connection, to who you truly are. Because when you really know who you are, that is powerful. That is your magnetism. That is what people call your boundaries, right? Because you know who you are. You know your preferences. You know what you're claiming for yourself. You know yourself. You trust yourself. You know who you are. And what has happened is we're living in a disconnected time. We are no longer embodied. We are no longer tuning into our body. We forgot about our body, right? Ever since modern day times, we're having to do careers. We're having to do a lot of things by ourselves. We are always in our mind. We're thinking, we're organizing, we're planning, we're having to problem solve. We'll have to focus on a task for a period of time, for many hours in a day, right? And we're no longer tuned into our bodies. This is your connection to yourself as women. It's not your mind, it's your body. This is where your heart lives. This is where your magnetism lives. This is where your womb lives. All of your intelligence is in your womb, right? Your period, being connected to your monthly cycle. That is woman intelligence right there, right? And when we start taking the pill, your whole feminine intelligence is just out the window. But that's just another conversation. Right now, we really want to return back to our connection to ourselves, to yourself, to your body, your heart, your sensations. we are no longer connected to our body. We are living disconnected from, it's just like a top up. That's it. This is where all the movement goes, the overthinking, the doubting, the thinking, the planning, the organizing, the forcing, the pushing, the making it meaning. We're all just living here, okay? And it creates a lot of chaos and suffering more than you need or would ever want. So it's time to come back to the connection to your body, because this is really who you are. And what has happened is maybe when you were younger or when we started to believe in the hype of wanting a career and needing to be super independent, not needing to be supported by anyone, right? You have to be a woman, you have to be independent, you don't want to be dependent on no man. We've been trained to think like this, which is fine. But the side effect of that is now we're disconnected from our bodies. And this affects in love life. This affects in attracting the right partner, because now we don't know our connection to ourselves. We have lost who we are. So what's happened is now our patterns, our survival patterns, which come from the mind, our fearful patterns, our protection patterns, our survival patterns, which come from the mind, are running our decisions and our actions, and has left you feeling more alone, abandoned, and lost, because we are not connected to ourselves, to your body, to your wholeness of who you are. It's funny because this is where your magnetism lives, where your power lives, right? It's in your wholeness, in your whole being. As women, we're very sensitive to our sensations. This is where our aliveness comes from, and what separates us from men. It's in our movement, it's in our feelings, it's in our emotions of being able to express through our movement. And this is our connection to yourself. But, and a big but, when we were growing up, certain parts of us were afraid. Maybe don't be like that. You're being too much. Don't be so much. Or we were afraid to speak up. We couldn't speak up to our parents or to our dad or to our mom. So we've had to hide certain parts of ourselves. And when we hide certain parts of ourselves, we lose that connection to those parts. So that way now we're afraid to use our voice. Now, when we do use our voice, we become protected because we feel like we got to fight for it, right? So that pattern already creates a disconnection with a man. Right now, because we're coming protected, we don't feel safe speaking up, because that's what happened when we were growing up, right? We got in trouble, we got yelled at, we got told that we were too much, whatever that may be. Now the pattern continues, and that is what's being reflected in the man that you continue to attract, or the experiences that you continue to have with men. So this is great news, because now you're getting to know yourself and your patterns, and we can work through them. When you have awareness, you can have change. We can shift them, right? So now we're just becoming aware that men are reflecting our own patterns, our own connection or disconnection to who we truly are as women, and our own fears and insecurities, right? And your own survival, protection, defense mechanism. So if you're always fighting or putting walls up or having a lot of expectations, there's a lot of fear there, right? There's a lot of control. There's a lot of protection armor up there. And that was me for a long time. So noticing, which is a disconnected woman. And when we're living disconnected, we're being run by our patterns, by our defense mechanisms, because we're not truly secure. We don't have a secure connection, right? We have a lost connection. We have a mind here, a head here, and a body. We're separated. It's not a secure Wi-Fi connection. So now we have to force, we have to push, we have to make sure we work hard for it, right? We have to make sure we're deserving and worthy of having it, right? We got to push a lot more. It becomes a lot heavier for you. This is why you're tired. This is why it's not working. This is why men don't show up for you, because you're living disconnected to who you truly are as a woman, which is your heart. So to revert that, we need to connect back to your body, to your heart, which is where your wholeness, your light, your softness, your energy, your aliveness, your magnetism, your true feminine power lives. And this is what will help you in dating men. Okay? This is what separates you, women, from men. And men want what they're not. They want a woman. So this is your work. This is what's gone wrong, and one of the two things that you need as a modern day woman, okay? And we're seeing more and more, the numbers are just rising of a lot of modern great women single. And if we continue to blame men for what we're going through, we will not take power and dominion of our own life. So I'm giving you these two solutions so you know what you can become aware of, what you need to work on to attract better men, okay? Because they're out there and there's plenty of them. But the thing is, most women are living disconnected. And when we're being run by these patterns, we're really in a girl, it's like a girl mentality, right? We have to force, we have to push, we have to prove, we have to convince, we have to fight for what we want. It's like we're still in high school here. We're in middle school, we're in high school, we're in college, even the catty fight. We're not a woman yet. We're not secure yet. We're not fully grounded and rooted in who we really are yet. We're not open. We're still living fearful and protected, right? You're still with a lot of fear. You don't know yourself. You're confused. You have to do this, but you got to do this. Especially nowadays with so many coaching tips, so many tips that you get, right? It leaves you, if it leaves you more confused than connected to yourself, that's not for you. And you know it. So this is just your permission slip to get out of there and really trust someone that fills you up, that actually helps you connect more to yourself, get to know yourself more, and give you your power back. And this is what will happen with the program. And the second thing that's missing that will happen simultaneously, you don't even have to, now the hard part is coming back to yourself and staying connected to yourself, which really takes intentionality, really takes programming the mind, really takes slowing the fuck down. But what the ego and survival mind does, we're rushing. We're always rushing through things. We're not finishing one thing, we're onto the other one. I have to pick up my kids. I haven't finished my work. Let me do it at lunchtime. I'm not eating. I don't even know if I ate. I forgot. Right? We're always in this urgency. And that in itself, it's not coming back to yourself. You're still in the mind. Survival. We're trying to get all these things done through the day. You're leaving depleted at night. This isn't helping your love life with a man. You're disconnected from who you are, from your wholeness, from your peace, from your joy. There's no joy in urgency. It's gone, right? You're not even smiling when you're taking your coffee. It's gone, right? So it really takes being a whole new you as we start to slow down. Create that connection that was gone. When you were 5, now it's gone. It's no longer been there for 20, 35 years. It's gone. So we're reconnecting to yourself, to your heart, to your womb, your intelligence, your magnetism, your power, your wholeness as a woman. It is in your body, right? You are the vessel. Right? You are the one with the power to give birth. It's like we were given that. And it's time to reconnect back to your body. This is where your wisdom lives. It's not in your mind. It's not in planning. It's not looking at statistics, right? We're not a man. It's time to reconnect to your femininity, which is your body. Your body will tell you when you don't feel safe. Your body will tell you if he's the right guy or not. Your body will tell you when you're letting a pattern go, when you start to come back and tune into yourself. But what has happened, we're being run by our patterns, by our fear, our insecurity, our survival mechanisms, right? Our protection, our fears that we don't even know now, right? You thought he was the one. And of course, 3 months later, it didn't work out because we're not connected to our body, the truth of who we really are. So we believed a thought, we believed an idea, we believed a belief that we had about this person without really checking in with ourselves. Is that really true for me? Or am I coming from fear? Or am I coming from anxiety? Am I coming from an insecurity? We don't know ourselves. So that's why you haven't attracted healthy, committed, devoted, masculine men. You don't know yourself. We don't know ourselves. And it's time we come back to the reconnecting to our hearts, to our bodies as feminine women. And number two, once this happens, we start that Wi-Fi connection. Okay, we're getting some connection. We're starting to tune into our heart. We're starting to kind of realize, oh, I'm a little tense when I'm around this guy. Actually, I feel a little protected. I don't know, like he's doing everything right, but now that I'm more tuned into my body, I'm kind of like, I feel a little like not safe. Okay, right? We're starting to get to know ourselves and really pick up on the cues that are not being really seen. You're feeling them. This is your feminine intelligence, which just happens with babies, right? Men don't have as much a connection as women do when it comes to energies and sensitivity and feelings with your body, right? It's like with babies, like, okay, this is what happened. And that is your feminine power that is being reflected in the man that you continue to choose or experience. So this is great. It's just showing you how connected you truly are to your power, to your wisdom, to your wholeness, to your magnetism, to who you truly are as a woman, right? Truly who you came here to be. So that's why we're becoming a secure woman now, an embodied woman now. And that will completely affect the men that you would call in, right? Because you would now call in men who show up, right? Who are committed, who want something real because you are fully connected to you. We're no longer living with our patterns. And when you do experience a man who you regard as wishy-washy, or now we're no longer being run by a story or by a fear or by an insecurity. Oh, I'm just going to go on and say, or I'm just going to do it because, I don't know, it's the only one that's been talking to me. Or I'd rather not because he didn't text me, so I'd rather just put him to the side, right? These are our fearful, protected patterns. Now we come back to our own stories that we have created from the past, that we've carried for so many years, right? So when we come back to ourselves, really your connection to your wholeness, we start to behave differently, believe different things about ourselves, right? We start to trust ourselves more. We're no longer looking outside for validation or recognition, or trying to please, or trying to be nice. So we're just going to stick with it, right? You're now trusting yourself more. And when that happens, because it is a process, the second thing you need to attract a healthy, committed, masculine man to start experiencing the best from men is starting to come back to reconnect to your feminine energy. Because now you trust yourself. You're not waiting. Let me see if he shows up 100% of the time. Let me see if he shows up. So then I can decide whether I can open my heart or not. Right? They're still waiting. You're still giving your power to this person we don't know. What we want to do is now you trust yourself. I trust myself that I can make the right decision. I trust myself that if I don't feel it, it's a no. I trust myself that even though he didn't text, or even though he hasn't made a plan for next week, I can trust myself that I have good vibes about this person. So we start to connect back to ourselves and to really tune in and have a self-trust with ourselves. And we start to reconnect to our feminine energy, which is completely opposite and very complementary to the masculine energy. So this is why this is a process of really unbecoming a way of being, how you've operated for so many years that you've been taught from your protection patterns, from society standards, from fear and insecurity, which has made it so much harder for you to attract a great man. So if we wanted to make it really simple and easy, and when I say simple, it's really dedication to changing how you've been operating. And now we return back to our feminine energy, which is just open, trusting, allowing. We're not being run by our mind and our beliefs anymore because we trust ourselves. We trust our connection. We know what we want now. We're putting ourselves first. We're open to meeting new people, new men. We're noticing when we're becoming attached, when we're making up a story and we're reconnecting back. We're noticing when we're hyper focusing on someone and we come back to ourselves. We notice when we have protection or we becoming avoidant or anxiously attached. We notice these patterns and we're coming back to ourselves, opening, softening, trusting ourselves in every single decision. So what happens is we start to soften. So when we meet men now, instead of having this hard shell protection, China wall up, it's like we're just soft because we trust ourselves. We move differently. We're smiling. We're not rushing the process. We're seeing and taking men from their face value and going day by day. We start to come back to our femininity of receiving, right? Allowing ourselves to receive from man, from life. As a woman, you get to receive a lot, which is great. It's amazing, right? A lot of support, a lot of help. It's not as much striving as we've been used to, right? A lot of doing, a lot of working hard, a lot of pushing through, a lot of making it work, it's like an uphill battle. We really wanted to feel like a lazy river here, but we cannot feel this way in dating if we're still feeling unsafe in opening our heart. And the reason how we get there, how we get to feel safe in opening our heart is by trusting ourselves. And we cannot trust ourselves until we have a connection with our bodies. So you see how everything's interconnected. We first have to connect back to who we are as women, your body, who you are, get to know yourself, your true signals, instead of working through the mind. Right? Which is what we're used to for 30, 20 years. So that is really the work. Because when you start to come back or reconnect to yourself and tune in, step into and reconnect and rediscover your feminine energy, that's it. Everything else is a piece of cake. You got it. This is where you meet men at. And not only that, because this is where you're at, men meet you there. Men meet you there. Even the one who is not committed and you come from this energy because you're so secure, you're not anxiety, you're not pedestaling this guy that you don't know. You're really secure in who you are. You're just taking them at face value, whatever they're saying, right? They know they can't play these games. It's like, you're okay. All right. Like, we're not pedestaling. We're not protecting. We're being truly secure in trusting ourselves and staying connected to who we are as women, being more of ourselves in every single day, rooted in who we are, in our openness and softness, trusting our decisions every single moment of our lives because we trust our emotions. We can now tune into our sensations in our body. If there's something coming up, oh, maybe I'll get back to you on that, right? Oh, or if you feel like an easing, oh, I would love that. We start to come back. But what has happened is we're being run by patterns of being nice, of being polite, of being kind. I don't want to be rude. I don't want to get them upset. I don't want someone be angry at me. So this is why the movement is really from a girl to a woman now. We're owning our sensations. We're owning our voice and using it in a way that's a vulnerable way. That's from our heart. It's not a protecting. It's a very fearful person when you're living protected and wanting to control. It's a lot of fear there. Your ego is running the show. Your little girl is running the show. She's very scared, right? Your middle school girl, the high school, right? Even the college, we still don't know ourselves. As women, grown-ass women, we're coming back to ourselves. We're living tensionally and we're reconnecting to our intuition, to our wisdom, to our intelligence. And we don't have to try that hard. Especially, that's the great thing about women, right? We don't have to try that hard in dates. Like we get to receive and be in our softness, but we forgot to be in our softness because we don't feel safe in our softness anymore because it's been beaten out of us that being soft is weak. You are a weak woman when you're soft. You got to be hard. You got to be strong. You got to be independent, right? You got to show up. You got to fight for what you want. And this has created a hard shell that is affecting you in your dating life with masculine men. Men don't want a hard shell. Okay, especially the masculine men. And those who will provide and protect, right? That then they just go to their buddies, right? They can hang out with their buddies all they want. Right? It's like if they truly want a life partner, they want someone who is soft, who is open. That's it. Who's pleasant to be around, fun time to be. And it is our job to stay connected to who we are. So we're not needy. We're not attached. We're not living protected, right? We're not having walls up. That is our job. That is our responsibility. And when we come back, reconnect to ourselves, we tune into our feminine energy, game over. Men can feel that because you will have shifted into the true woman that you really are and attract so much better men, healthy, committed, masculine men, because you are now healthy, securely attached, securely connected, grounded, rooted in your wholeness, which is your magnetism, your radiance, your aliveness, your true feminine power, because we did not come here to be men. I think Marilyn Monroe, there's a meme, something she said, it's like, it's a waste of a woman to try to be like men, right? We did not come here to be men, and it's time to reconnect back to ourselves, to our bodies, our sensations in our bodies. They're not weak. They're not small, right? They're not powerful. It's like, this is actually where your magnetism lives, in your body, in your heart, in your sensations. This is where your power lies, where your feminine energy is. And from then you will start to attract your opposite. The exact man of who you're embodying now, of who you are now, which is a fully secure, healthy, committed, connected, embodied woman. And now life just gets easy because it will reflect just who you are, right? That's it. It will reflect who you are. And it just gets so much easier. You're in the playground, you're in the lazy river, because now you know yourself. And you're open and you're soft and you trust yourself. And from there, it just gets easy. And this is exactly what we cover in my program. This is what you will learn because it has transformed my life. And not just in finding a good man, which is great, but also in keeping and maintaining and creating a lasting, fulfilling relationship where you feel at peace with yourself. And the relationship will reflect that. Now you have the dominion over your own patterns, connection to yourself, where life, your marriage, the dating, the man that you're with will reflect that from you. So let me know if you have any questions. The 2 things that you need to attract healthy, committed, masculine man: reconnection to yourself, to your body, to your heart, to your womb, who you truly are as a woman, right? Where all your intelligence lies. And number 2, returning back to your feminine energy of receiving, of allowing, of trusting, of opening, of softening. We just forgot. We have forgotten these gifts, that this natural, innate gifts that you were born with, and has affected your dating with men. Let me know if you have any questions. You can email me at maria@iamcoachmaria.com, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.